All right, take number 4 because I'm trying to not get overly frustrated because the fact I have to even make this video and explain this simple shit to you ignorant motherfuckers is crazy. My main profile got deleted, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? Bigger fish to fry. Take your thumb off the screen, lock the fuck in. You have conservatives and coons alike smiling ear to ear saying, oh, well, I'm glad that the Supreme Court made this decision about the Voters' Right Act of 1965 and now politicians have to earn their vote. You don't just get to be a person of color and then get ushered in. The same way they spoke about DEI and all that shit, they think that politicians and stuff got their positions because of shit like that. The fact that black people can still vote is not the issue we're talking about, because that vote doesn't matter if they take away the effectiveness of that vote. The fact that I have to explain this to people is fucking crazy, right? The congressional map in Louisiana just got shot down because they said that using race was not the proper reason to have that congressional map, because that was the discrimination. They said the fact that race was used to draw that congressional map, the usage of race in that light was the discrimination, so they shot the map down. And Louisiana almost immediately redrew their congressional map. They called a special session for it. Florida almost immediately drew a brand new congressional map, just suppressing black, Latino, minority votes all the way to the ground. Do they still have the ability to vote? Yes. But the people that are completely void of the ability to think critically think that people are complaining and speaking up because they're acting like people no longer have the ability to vote. No, you stupid bitches. Oh my God, it's the effectiveness of that vote being stripped away. That is the fucking problem. So let me explain it to you in a way that you might be able to understand. Fuck, I have to take time out of my free will, my life, to do shit like this. Imagine that there are 8 purple dots. Now imagine that there are 80 yellow dots. A total dot population of 88. Now imagine these dots can vote. Every single one of these dots can vote. Now imagine one of the purple dots runs for office. And then one of the yellow dots also runs for office. Now imagine the 7 purple dots vote for the purple dot that ran for office. Now imagine that 75 of the yellow dots voted for the yellow dot that ran for office, and then the remaining 4 yellow dots voted for the purple dot that ran for office. 7 plus 4 is 11. So that purple dot that ran for office gets 11 votes. And then that yellow dot that ran for office gets all the rest of the votes. So did 88 people vote? Yes. But who was the system heavily rigged for? Now you can chop those numbers up, yada, 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 however you want to, but that means that the purple dots are disadvantaged in 99.99% of the scenarios, 99.99% of the majority votes. The purple dots are disadvantaged. That's why you would need rules and laws and systems in place to ensure that the purple dots have a chance to be represented, to have an impact on the majority vote. Are they allowed to vote? Yes. Is it likely that because they're the fucking minority, their votes will be drowned out by the 80 yellow dots? Is this not ABC 1, 2, 3 type shit? It's to make sure that the minorities have a fucking voice. Yes, the minority should have laws and systems in place to make sure that they have representation in the government because they're the fucking minority. You don't need laws and systems in place to protect the fucking majority because they're the fucking majority. How do you not understand that? How is that a concept your mind can't grasp? You can't say that because a district in a congressional map is drawn up to ensure that black people and the Latino community and other marginalized groups and other minorities have definite representation in the government, you can't say that that's discrimination because it's ensuring that they have a fucking voice. Because the other side has the fucking majority. Holy shit, it's balancing the scales. It's ensuring free and fair democracy. They want to suppress the black people's vote and the effectiveness of that very vote. That's why they've been fighting against this thing for 61 fucking years. How are you missing this? Genuinely, how are you missing this? How the fuck can the minority ever outvote the majority? How the fuck can the minority outvote the majority in a majority vote type system? How? You have people saying, oh, well, now politicians have to earn my vote. It is highly unlikely for the minority to ever be able to outvote the vast majority in a majority vote type system. Why do I have to say these words out loud for you to fucking get it? That's why there was the Voter Rights Act of 1965 in the first fucking place. I am not a political science major. I don't peel back every political textbook, every history book, every article, every act, every amendment, this is ABC 1, 2, 3 type shit. It is to ensure that the minority has a voice in this supposed democracy. It's that simple. That's it. They can't just come out and say, oh, well, we don't want these people to have a vote at all. They can't just come out and do that. So they have to find some back alley bullshit ass loophole. And that's exactly what they just did. How the fuck? But then when you have majority black school districts not receive as much money as other school districts, then y'all are going to be up and on, well, why does this school get treated differently? Or when you have majority black cities and majority black areas and things like that, when they get subject to the same oppression they've had to overcome and fight for fucking decades, when they get subject to that again, y'all want to look, well, this isn't fair. All these other places get all this shit and all this stuff. Why don't we get anything? Because they just changed it. And you cheer for it because you lack the ability to think critically. Yes, you still have the right to vote. What does that vote fucking matter if the effectiveness of it is no longer effective? How the fuck does a minority win in a majority voting system? How the fuck? 8 purple dots, 80 yellow dots, 88 total votes. How often do you think that the voices of those 8 purple dots are going to show up and be represented? How often? How often do you think that the people those 8 purple dots voted for, how often do you think that the people they voted for are going to win those elections and be represented properly? How often? It is these people's obsession with owning the left, owning the Democrats, as if this is some type of rivalry bullshit and not stuff that affects people's lives for generation. That infuriates me. People would rather claim that they're owning the left than sit down and understand what's really fucking going on. My God, dude. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? As you all are well aware by now, my main TikTok profile, how I normally broadcasted things like this, was wrongfully taken away from me. So if you would take the time to like this post, comment on this post, share this post with your friends, things like that, and help me get back to where I was, I would greatly appreciate it. There are links in my bio for ways that you can support my work, as well as where else you can find me. Thank you, and please pray for the future of this fucking country, dude. My God, bro. We just might be cooked. We just might be fucking cooked, dude.